Hello, it is Friday, April 1st, 2022. It's April Fool's Day. Tonight, Friday, April 1st, I'll be wrestling in Oshawa, Ontario, making my return to Oshawa for the first time since August 2020. I'll be wrestling Jesse Amato for Oshawa Wrestling. Upcoming wrestling dates: Barrie, Ontario, Saturday, April 9th against Van Landen. Saturday, April 16th, Cambridge, Ontario for Crossbody Pro Wrestling. Friday, April 22nd, C4 Wrestling. Saturday, April 23rd, Montreal, Quebec, IWS Hardcore, teaming with Kobe Durst to challenge Black Quebecois for the IWS Tag Team titles. Saturday, April 30th, I return to Hamilton, Ontario for the first time in 26 months for Pro Wrestling Ontario. Patreon Zooms coming up. WrestleMania 24 will be the watch-along for next month and be available for all tiers next month, including a newer tier that will be introduced on Monday. There will be an increase in that caffeine tier from $5 to $10. So if you want to join this, if you want to get a shit ton of content, promo contests, Zoom calls, videos, direct contact with me because my messaging is going to be a little bit sparse, sign up for the Patreon this weekend. And follow me at Holden Pro on Twitter and Instagram where I host an Instagram Live every Monday night at 7:15 p.m. where you can be a guest and appear on the stream if you are a Patreon member. All other links are quick access in the descriptions or bios, but most importantly, patreon.com/BrendonC, BRENDONE, the letter C. Over 600 updates, videos, podcasts, exclusive podcasts, early podcasts, raw podcasts. There's a ton of stuff up there. Join the Acolytes of Albrecht, get exclusive merch, content, shoutouts, and Zoom events. All tiers get listed in the credits of the video that you'll see at the end of the video if you're watching on YouTube, but the meal tier and higher get shoutouts on everything. So thank you, Gimpy, Uncle Bobby B, Tommy Richardson. The three of them were featured in a podcast this past weekend. Morgan and Mama Thomas, Brian the Pizza Man Watson. Why do we call him the Pizza Man? Because he cuts a promo. There's a promo contest to wrestle me at the end of the year. Do you want to be a wrestler? Here's your chance. And Eric Thomas and Rob Arbeck. Rob's a great fucking dude. And now, time for some fun facts, birthdays, and what was the number one song on this day in 2004? But wait, before we get that, thank you as always to the websites nationaldaycalendar.com, onthisday.com, and mybirthdayhits.com. April Fool's Day. April Fool's Day on April 1st has long been a day when practical jokes and tricks are played on the unaware. It's a time when children convince their parents they've broken a bone. Parents get in on the planning too. Classic April Fool's jokes include caramel-covered onions or fake doggy doo-doo in inconvenient places. Businesses launch impractical or unbelievable products for the fun of the day, and newspapers print incredible headlines catching readers off guard. We're going to get into a bunch later on in the fun facts of today. But of course, the trick to a good April Fool's prank is planning, and you also need to be the first to pull it off. There's no point in pursuing your prank if someone else beats you to it. Once the foolery has been triggered, everyone else will be on high alert, and the element of surprise will be lost. Some practical jokers go to great lengths to pull off their ruse. The more people involved, the greater the risk of being discovered before the great plan can be deployed. How to observe April Fool's Day? Prepare your best pranks and practical jokes. Share stories of your greatest April Fool's jokes. Be safe playing your pranks and be sure to have a good laugh. It's all in fun. That's the key point of everything in life. Share your experiences being fooled and laugh while you reminisce while using the hashtag April Fool's Day to post on social media. April Fool's history. We would be fools to think we knew precisely when April Fool's Day was originally celebrated. However, April Fool's Day shares similarities with other days full of fools, tricks, and merrymaking. Some believe the day is celebrated in honor of the trickery Mother Nature plays on us this time of year with our unpredictable weather. In fucking the GTA, Greater Toronto Area, it is hot as shit, cold as shit, rainy as fuck, dry as fuck. It's just shitty. Another possible connection is the Indian tradition of Holi. The day is celebrated on April 1st and practices the same foolery as April Fool's Day. So does the Roman festival of Hilaria, which was celebrated on March 25th. I like the Roman festival. Hilaria. It's like super fancy April Fool's Day. Hilaria. The earliest known reference to April Fool's Day is Chancellor's 1392 Nun's Priest's Tale. Fuck. Even so, the reference is so vague and possibly not even occurring on the 1st of April, leaving doubt as to whether it is the first of the reference. Other scholars point to the reformation of the calendar by Pope Gregory and the Georgian calendar we use today in the 1500s in France. The new year would take place in April, not January as it does now. The theory is that those who continue to celebrate the new year on April 1st were called Poisson de Raw, April fish, and pranks would be played on them. In 1582, France accepted the Georgian calendar, but reforms had already been taking place. In Britain in 1776, there is a clear and reliable reference to April foolishness in an article in Gentleman's Magazine, reference to a custom in the kingdom of making fools of people on the first day of April. It addresses the day being the culmination of an 8-day feast and the beginning of a new year. Noted foolery? Newspaper, television, radio, and social media have had their fun on April Fool's Day. Check all of this April 1st foolishness. Times of London reported in 1992 that Belgium was negotiating to join Holland. The Evening Star of Islington advertised in 1864 a display of donkeys at the Agriculture Hall the next day. Those who arrived early soon realized who the donkeys on display really were, and in 1950, the Progress in Clearfield, Pennsylvania published a picture of a UFO flying over town, claiming to have scooped larger publications of the first ever published picture of a flying saucer. In 2008, the BBC presented a documentary on flying penguins. Penguins can't fly, but they can slide. April Fools, and they can dance apparently. Happy feet. 'Cause I'm happy do. April Fools frequently asked questions. In April Fool's Day, always April 1st? Yes. If your friends, coworkers, and the news seem especially goofy on April 1st, that is why. Can anyone participate in April Fool's Day? Yeah. Silliness and practical joking are for everyone. It's important not to pull a prank that might be dangerous. Some fun and harmless ways to celebrate include slipping a rubber snake, worm, or mouse or other creature into food, leaving a fake mess for someone to find like plastic puppy droppings or spilled milk. I like how they have said so many different ways of saying shit without saying shit, or poop. Switch the labels on a few cans of vegetables, pour gravy over ice cream, no thank you. Add sprinkles for an authentic look. Stick a sign on your friend's back that says, wish me a happy birthday. Call the local radio station and wish your little sister happy 50th birthday, 10 years early. Post on social media that you're moving to a foreign country. There are over 1,500 national days. Don't miss a single one. Celebrate every day with nationaldaycalendar.com. Thank you so much for National Day Calendar for these fun little facts of daily events. Coming up next, celebrate and not so celebrate history. April 1st in the history, in the year 527, Byzantine Emperor Justin I names his nephew Justinian I as co-ruler and successor to the throne. In 1748, ruins of Pompeii are rediscovered by Spaniard Roca Jaquan de Alcubierre. The fun thing about this is I got big tongue, big lips, and I don't know what these fucking words are. I'm just a dumb white dude. In 1865, Battle of Five Forks, Virginia, Union forces defeat Confederates and capture important railway supply line for General Robert E. Lee's army. And in 1924, Adolf Hitler is sentenced to 5 years labor for beer hall push, but General Ludendorff is acquitted. In 1924, the Royal Canadian Armed Force is formed. Royal Canadian Armed Force? What the fuck? The Royal Canadian Air Force. What the fuck happened to me there? In 1936, Charles Lucky Luciano is arrested in Arkansas on a criminal warrant from New York. In 1938, World Heavyweight Boxing Champion Joe Louis knocks out Harry Thomas in the 5th round of their title bout in Chicago. Third defense by Louis. You go, Joe! In 1945, World War II, Canadian troops free the Dutch cities of Doetinchem, Enschede, Borculo, and Eimbergen. And the same day, in 1945, the Battle of Okinawa, the U.S. ground forces invade Okinawa during World War II in the largest amphibious assault of the Pacific Theater. Ooh, excuse me. In 1952, Big Bang Theory proposed in Physical Review by Alfred Beth and George Gamow. In 1954, Detroit Red Wings right wing Gordie Howe Howe scores 2 goals and assists and sets a Stanley Cup playoff record for fastest goal from the start of a game, 9 seconds, in a 4-3 2-overtime win over Toronto in Game 5 of the semifinals. And I believe Gordy celebrated a birthday or a death this week. In 1957, Panorama BC, a BBC television program, runs a segment on the Swiss spaghetti harvest. In 1959, NASA selects its first 7 astronauts who become known as the Mercury 7. They include Scott Carpenter, Gordon Cooper, John Glenn, Gus Grissom, Wally Shahira, Alan Shepard, and Dex Slayton. Of the 7, Alan Shepard would be the first American in space. John Glenn became the first American to orbit the Earth. Gus Grissom would die tragically with 2 other astronauts, Ed White and Roger Chaffee, when a fire erupted during a pre-launch test for the first manned Apollo 1 flight. They were the first casualties of the NASA space program. Whew. In 1963, New York City's newspapers resumes resumes publishing after a 114-day strike. In 1967, American television soap operas premiere General Hospital on ABC and Doctors on NBC. In 1970, is General Hospital still going today? I feel like it may have ended a few years ago, but like 1963. That's older than both of my parents. In 1970, American Motors releases the first Gremlin off the assembly line. Don't feed it after midnight. In 1974, the Ayatollah Khomeini calls for an Islamic Republic in Iran. And in 1976, Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs found Apple Computer in the garage of Jobs' parents' house in Cupertino, California. In 1978, The Bob Newhart Show last airs on NBC TV. The Bob Newhart Show ended in 78. I feel like that. It's like talking about the Carol Burnett Show the other day. Which, by the way, YouTube videos, going forward, every daily thing is going to be up Thursday or Tuesday to Friday. Mondays will be the Car Talk days. But the podcast will be available on the Patreon. All tiers, including the new $3 tier, will get This is Brendone early, Car Talk early, and the daily podcast as podcasts that go directly to your feeds. So you get 5 a week instead of 4. Why am I numbers? Talking to you like your children. In 1978, Australian millionaire Dick Smith, I don't know why that got me, but it got me. He towed what appeared to be a giant iceberg into Sydney Harbor. It was an accomplishment he had been promising to do for months, and now he had. It was also time to chip off chunks and fill everyone's drinks. Well, until his prank was revealed by a sudden rain that washed away fire suppression foam and shaving foam, showing a small wooden mountain draped with plastic sheeting loaded on the barge. He set this up for months. I'm going to go grab a piece of iceberg. I'm going to bring an iceberg to the port, the harbor, and he just long planned April Fool's joke. I wonder how old he was when this happened. Imagine he's like fucking 55. That's a good dude. In 1978, also, the New York Islanders right wing Mike Bossy becomes the first NHL rookie to score 50 goals in a season after scoring number 50 and 51 in the closing moments in a 3-2 win over Washington. In 1981, CNN airs a videotape that shows that Tamara Rand predicted that Reagan is in danger from someone named Jack Humley, but it was a hoax. CNN's trying to get in on it, but CNN is too reliable, so... Do you guys ever see the apocalypse footage from CNN that apparently, like, when the world's gonna end, that footage will come in? This is when I start editing these later on, that I'll insert these clips. In 1981, Edmonton center Wayne Gretzky has an assist, his 103rd in the Oilers' 4-4 tie with Colorado Rockies to break Bobby Orr's 10-year mark for most assists in a single NHL season. 1990, it becomes illegal in Salem, Oregon to be within 2 feet of new dancers. No lap dances in Salem, Oregon? They go witch trials and now you can't... Oh man, that sucks. I'm sorry. In 1990, though, also, you can't... Oh, sorry. In 1990, you might not be allowed within 2 feet of new dancers in Salem, Oregon, but if you were in Toronto, Ontario, WrestleMania 6 took place. Allegedly, 67,678 people attended. Ultimate Warrior beats Hulk Hogan for the WWF Heavyweight while also putting his Intercontinental title on the line. In 1991, Iran releases a British hostage, Roger Cooper, after 5 years. In 1992, rocker Billy Idol is fined $2,000 for hitting a woman. I'm not gonna lie, I saw Rocker and Billy, and I've been into like rockabilly music recently. I think there's a couple birthdays for that. I don't know what happened, but it's fucking rockabilly music. So much fun. In 1992, NHL players begin the first strike in 75-year history. 10-day action earns large playoff bonus increase, more control over licensing of their likenesses, and changes to free agency system. In 1996, the Taco Liberty Bell and other patriotic businesses wipe out national debt. Or that's what the headlines would have you believe if their April Fool's prank had gone carried away. Their full-page ads informed the public that the fast food chain had purchased the national treasury to offset our nation's debt and encourage other businesses to do the same. In 1999, Nunavut is established as a Canadian territory carved out of the eastern part of the Northwest Territories. Nunavut wasn't a territory before I was born. I also just covered up a yawn by humming. And in 2001, former president of the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia, Slobodan Milosevic, surrenders to police special forces to be tried on charges of war crimes. In 2001, WrestleMania 17, also known as X7, takes place in the Astrodome in Houston, Texas. Stone Cold Steve Austin beats The Rock in a no disqualification match for the WWF Championship. We actually watched that last year on the watch along. It's such a good show. Oh my god. 2001 WWF. Yes. 2001 also, Netherlands becomes the first country in the world to make same-sex marriage illegal. Congratulations, Netherlands. To continue the trend of April 1st weird things, the Netherlands legalizes euthanasia, becoming the first nation in the world to do so. Did they just go, hey, every year let's do something wild? Hey. Didn't keep it up? Okay, I got a few more, and then 2 more segments, 4 more segments actually. I got this. Let's go. 2004, Google introduced Gmail. The launch is met with skepticism on account of the launch date, April Fool's Day. In 2007, WrestleMania 23 takes place from Ford Field, Detroit, Michigan. I remember I watched this in the theaters with my dad, actually. Triple main events. John Cena beats Shawn Michaels, Undertaker defeats Batista, and Bobby Lashley beats Umaga, where it was hair versus hair on the line of the millionaires in the corner, Battle of the Billionaires, I think it was called. Donald Trump, now former U.S. president, WWE Hall of Famer, is in this match. So that's 3 WrestleMania took place on this day. But then 2012 comes around and 4 WrestleMania takes place on this day. WrestleMania 28 takes place in Sun Life Stadium, Miami Gardens, Florida. The Rock defeats John Cena. It was titled Once in a Lifetime. But that was gonna be bullshit. In 2017, Bob Dylan receives his Nobel Prize for Literature at a private ceremony in Stockholm. In 2019, China announces new laws against fentanyl-related substances to come into effect May 1st. Fentanyl's real fucking scary, guys. I haven't been surrounded by a lot of drugs until like the last maybe 2.5 years, like right before the pandemic. And it's very scary. Stay safe, people. In 2019, I just read that one. 2019, Saudi Arabian oil company Saudi Aramco revealed to be the world's most profitable company when its earnings released $111.1 billion with a B dollars in the last year. That's crazy. Oh my god. And in 2019, U.S. online sales overtake retail sales for the first time with 11.813% online compared with 11.807% for general merchandise stores. Now, who was born today? We got Celebrate Good Times. Come on! Happy birthday to these people born on April 1st, 1776. Sophie Germain is born, French mathematician born in Paris, France. She dies in 1831. In 1815, Otto von Bismarck, a German chancellor from 1866 to 1890, who helped unify Germany, is born in... If you go to the Patreon, I put the Word document I'm reading in the description as an attachment, so you can read all the words I can't pronounce. But Otto is born in Schnorzhausen, Persia. Perugia. Russia with a P. Perugia. Huh. He died in 1898. Sergei Rachmaninoff is born in 1873. The Russian pianist and composer produced immensely moving music like his 1901 Piano Concert No. 2. In 1917, the Russian Revolution drove him and his family out of the country. He eventually settled in the United States, where he continued playing and composing until his death in 1948. In 1875, Edgar Wallace, an English novelist, playwright, and journalist, the Terror, the Four Just Men, who created King Kong, is born in Greenwich, England. He dies in 1932. When did King Kong get released? I want to say it was like 1935. King Kong. I just looked up Stephen King's first release. King Kong was released in 1933, so I believe right after he died? Oh, crazy. He just missed out on it. In 1875, Edgar Wallace, an English novelist, playwright, and journalist, I just read that, and John Chaney was born in 1883, known as the Man of 1,000 Faces. Lon Chaney literally transformed how we perceive cinema. The actor, makeup artist, and director's pioneering work set stage for the magnificent, compelling artist and technique. Chaney's influence is still felt throughout the industry today, known for The Hunchback of Notre Dame, The Phantom of the Opera, born in Colorado Springs, Colorado. He died in 1930. Florence Blanchfield is born in 1884. Florence was the first Army nurse to be granted a regular Army commission. She joined in 1917 and served during World Wars I and II. Her efforts brought about equality in pay and rank to women in the Army and Navy. In 1886, Wallace Beery, an American circus performer, Ringling Brothers and Circus, which was founded this week, and actor, alias A Gentleman, Dinner at 8, is born in Kansas City, Missouri. He died in 1949. Alberta Hunter is born in 1895. The internationally known jazz and blues singer hung up her microphone in 1954 and pursued a career in practical nursing. Aww, that's a nice person. Following graduation, Hunter continued her nursing career until 1977, when she picked up her microphone once more. In 1905, Gaston Eyskens, a Prime Minister of Belgium in 49, 1958 to 61, 1968 to 72, is born in Lier, Belgium. He died in 1988. In 1920, Toshiro Mifune, a Japanese writer and actor, Rashomon, Seven Samurai, Shogun, shout out Jackson Stone. Belgium, is born in Sangato, China, died in 1997. In 1921, Ken Reardon, a Canadian Hockey Hall of Fame defenseman and executive, Stanley Cup 1946, NHL All-Star 46-50, Montreal Canadiens, is born in Winnipeg, Manitoba. He died in 2008. In 1922, Jimmy Lloyd, born Logan, is an American country and rockabilly, here we go, rockabilly singer. I Got a Rocket in My Pocket is born in Panther, Kentucky, died in 2001. Panther, Kentucky? I wish I was from Panther. That's a cool fucking name. Anne McCaffrey is born in 1926. American-Irish writer, is best known for her science fiction work, especially her Dragon Riders of Pern series. She is a science fiction writer at first, becoming the first woman to win both the Hugo Award and the Nobel Award. Born in Cambridge, Massachusetts, she died in 2001. In 1932, Mary Frances Debbie Reynolds, an American actress and singer, Singing in the Rain, Kathy Selden. The unsinkable Molly Brown is born in El Paso, Texas. Shout out Eddie Guerrero. Died in 2016. In 1940, Wangari Maathai, a Kenyan and Maathai, a Kenyan environmentalist and political activist, founder of the Green Belt movement, recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize and Indira Gandhi Peace Prize, is born in 2006, won the Peace Prize in 2006. She's born in the Itaithi village, Kenya, died in 2011. In 1961, Susan Boyle is born, Scottish pop singer, Britain's Got Talent 2009. Wow, that was like 13 years ago. For I Dream to Dream is born in Ditchmount, West Lothian, Scotland. In 1964, Scott Stevens, Canadian Hockey Hall of Fame defenseman, 13-time NHL All-Star, Stanley Cup winner in 95, 2000, and 03. For the New Jersey Devils, is born in Kitchener, Ontario. In 1971, James Page, an American boxer, WBA welterweight champion in 98 to 2000, is born in Pittsburgh, California. Whoa, there's a Pittsburgh in California. 1972, Darren McCarthy, a Canadian NHL right wing, Stanley Cup 97, 98, 2002, and 08 for the Detroit Red Wings, is born in Burnaby, British Columbia. And 1973, Rachel Maddow, an American radio and TV personality and political analyst for MSNBC, is born in Castro Valley, California. 1980, Randy Orton, American professional wrestler, 4-time WWE champion, is born in Knoxville, Tennessee. Oh, I didn't know he was born in Tennessee, because I knew him as like a St. Louis, Missouri guy. Mackenzie Davis is born in 1987, Canadian actress, Blade Runner 2049 is born in Vancouver, British Columbia. And in 1995, Logan Paul is born. We know who Logan Paul is for many different things. He's wrestling at WrestleMania this year, I think. Wild. Coming up next, though, who died on April 1st throughout history? Tragic accidents, murders, deaths. What happened in April 1st? In the year 1340, Niels Ebbetson kills Gerhard III of Holstein in his bedroom, ending the 1332 to 1340 in Tarragonum in Denmark. In 1693, Cotton Mather's 4-day-old son dies, and witchcraft is blamed. Dun dun dun! In 1873, British White Star steamship Atlantic sinks off Nova Scotia. 547 die. 1931, an earthquake devastates Managua, Nicaragua. I remember I went to school with a girl named Kathy Quintanilla. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say her name. You can probably find her on Facebook. But she was from Nicaragua, and I remember we tried really hard. Or it was the other Kathy. There's also like a Catherine Castro. That might make sense. And like to not say Nicaragua without saying the N-word. Very difficult. Very challenging. But now I'm 29 and I can say it no problem. No matter how big my tongue is. But that earthquake kills 2,000 people. In 1934, Clyde Barrow kills 2 young highway patrolmen, H.D. Murphy and Edward Bryant Wheeler, at the intersection of Route 114 near Grapevine, Texas. Bonnie Parker's role in the murders helps turn public perception against the gang for... I didn't know that they were fucking murderers. I thought they were just bank robbers. Yesterday we played the song, The Ballad of Bonnie and Clyde. There's been a lot of Bonnie and Clyde news. Well, actually, yeah, if they're killed, they were on the run. So that explains the news from the last few weeks. In 1954, an earthquake and a tsunami ravaged Aleutians. 200 are killed. In 1956, violent clashes in Algeria kills at least 380. In 1989, A. Bartlett Giamatti replaces Peter Urberth as 7th commissioner of Major League Baseball, dies suddenly of a heart attack 5 months later. So I guess I could have been on news, but the die thing brought my attention here. In 1993, reigning NASCAR Winston Cup champion Alan Kawilki perishes in a private plane crash en route to Bristol from the Ford City 500. In 1996, veteran American MLB umpire John McSherry dies of a heart attack while umpiring on the opening day at the Cincinnati Reds Riverfront Stadium. He was 51. Ooh, there has to be footage of that. In 2011, after protests against the burning of the Quran turned violent, a mob attacked a United Nations compound at Mazar-i-Sharif, Afghanistan, and killed 13 people, including 8 foreign workers. In 2012, plane crash in western Siberia kills at least 31 people, UT Air Aviation ATR-72. In 2013, 9 people are killed by suicide bombing in Kirkuk, Iraq. Once again, this week is like real bad for 2013. There's been so many terrorist attacks, buildings falling, it was fucking crazy apparently. And in 2015, 56 people are killed after the Russian trawler Dalny Vostok sinks off the coast of the Kamchatka Peninsula. I do not claim to be a smart man. What was the number 1 song, though? We'll get to that in a second. If you were born Sunday, March 28th, 2004, I guess, actually, I wanted to update this for April 1st. I'm going to edit this. If you were born on Thursday, April 1st, 2004, then Toxic by Britney Spears was the #1 song in Canada on your birthday. The song went to #1 on March 27, 2004 and stayed at the top of the charts for 2 weeks. Now, if you're listening to the podcast, we're going to go into the song. If you're watching the YouTube video, thank you so much for your support and watching. Please consider signing up for the Patreon. You get the podcast. You get this 5 times a week instead of 4 times. Some tiers you even get a bonus episode every month and a bunch of bonus podcasts. But no matter what, podcast or the video, I'm going to give you some encouraging words to start your day or end your day, whenever you watch this. So now, before we get to the song, we're going to start with a couple breaths. And not just like, I want very specific breaths. In through the nose, just deep breath. Just, I'm sorry, my nose isn't that clear. And then out through your mouth, but instead of going like, ah, I'm trying to hold the breath still. Hit it, hit it, hit it. Pretend you're drinking from a straw. Just. So, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, in. And out. 1, 2, 3, in. And out. Now, you do this as many more times you need to do this. It's very calming. It regulates the heart, and it calms your blood pressure down. They want you to do it between 6 to 20 times. I have my microphone. They want you to do it 6 to 20 times. Not they, but they suggest, not want. They suggest you do it. So I'm going to just give you some positivity to start your fucking day. While you get your breaths in, and then once again, podcast, you'll listen to the song. If not, you'll go on with your day. So remember, as always, you woke up this morning, you're already winning, and you can't claim you didn't wake up this morning, because dead people don't watch this. Unless you do watch this and you're dead. What's up? You're cool. Even if you fail to make progress today, you can still make progress tomorrow. You can be scared, you can be nervous, you can be uncertain, but just show up. It's better to be late than absent. That's how you will succeed. You can fucking do it. I believe in you. Ugh. And remember to forgive your younger self, believe in your current self, because that's the only way you're going to create your future self. And I hope you know that you made today a very special day by just being you. There's no one in the whole world just like you. The scars you've been through, the struggles you've been through, the traumas, the loves lost. I like you, just the way you are, scars and all. So thanks for your continued support on Patreon, personally watching the video. Subscribe down below because there's going to be so much videos. Also go to the podcast. Links are down below. There's going to be a bunch more podcasts there going up. So have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Just have fun. Stay safe, stay healthy. And I truly appreciate being along the ride on your pursuits of happiness, because happiness is success. Have a good one, everybody.